folks. It's Reverend Dr. Aliah again, one last time. We're on key practice number 4. So we've arrived at video number 4, and as you will remember, each of the key practices have keywords. The very last keyword in this series is gifts, G-I-F-T-S. And I especially like this keyword and this practice because it's all about acknowledging your students' strengths and inviting them to become leaders. So I personally believe that every single person has a gift to give to the world. Everybody. I don't care who they are. Whether that gift is for just one person or thousands of people, or whether it's for now or for the future, that someday will happen when you get to positively impact the world by your presence. So wanting the opportunity to make a contribution is a universal phenomena. SEL is about a lot of universal human things, okay? Meaning that every culture and almost every community across the planet expresses wanting to make a difference in some form or fashion, or giving people the opportunity to be leaders. So your students want to make a difference too. Realizing the notion of your students being leaders should be a breeze by now, because you've already learned a lot of things about their strengths and their gifts and their stories. You've already gotten to know them authentically and seen who they are, looked into them. You can draw from having listened to their stories, which is what we've talked about in key practice number 2. You can certainly draw from knowing them better from key practice number 1. And you can draw from understanding some of their values from key practice number 3. Encouraging your students to be leaders is an investment in them and in all of our future. Why? Because young people are future builders. I mean, all of us were young people at some point in time, right? I used to be a young person who wanted to be a teacher. Here I am. I'm teaching. There are all the professions, all of the people that we know that are notable in our lives, they were young people that knew inside of them there was an acorn of leadership. So having the opportunity to contribute, those acorns that we have inside of us, is an age-old phenomena. That's why the idea of a person making a difference can be found wherever there are humans. And your students are a part of this too. They have talents and are surely capable of being leaders and creative individuals. The next step, however, is to engage your students and provide them with ways to share themselves and to actually grow their strengths by expressing their gifts. To express their gifts with you, with their classmates, with their community, with the school. Having a student hone their gifts is a way to tap into and cultivate their leadership potential. Having a student, I'm going to repeat this, hone their gifts is a way to tap into and cultivate their leadership potential. And this is what I call true mentoring. When you assign significant things to your students to carry out and let them be the one that has the center of attention, that's a very important way for you to strengthen who they are and what they're going to be able to give back in terms of their world contribution. I want you to think about this, to let them do it again and again and again. It's all right to have them take more than one opportunity, so each student will have at least one chance, but all students can have more than one responsibility given to them. And as that unfolds, watch them all grow in confidence. And please don't forget to celebrate their accomplishments. So here we are again. We're at the place where I'm going to do the 3 steps roadmap. So I'm going to outline for you the 3 actual steps that you can take. And so the first one is this. Oh, by the way, this is key practice number 4, and the key word for it is what? Gifts. So here we are. Step number 1. Aside from observing students and interacting, as I have just outlined, consider doing what I call personality typing. You know, there's personality typing methods and tools that you can use with students to get insight into their personal strengths. In the study guide, you'll find one. It's called strengthsquest, and I want you to look for that. But it's done by the Gallup folks who have done all of the surveys and done the research to find out what are the key things we need to know about life and business, right? So they have one for students. I think it starts at middle school age, so everybody may not be able to use it. But you can literally find out what a person's strengths are by letting them take those tests. So the second element of my 3-step roadmap is I would like you to set up an ongoing means for students to showcase those gifts. Now, we've talked about the platforms and the avenues. It's the same thing. We want you to showcase their leadership. So think about it being something that you're constantly implementing in your classroom culture, that students are being leaders. There are a myriad of ways that this can be done and a variety of different mediums that you can use. One of the mediums is something that I'm going to talk about in step number 3. I call it, and you can call it anything you'd like, implement a student's getting to teach day. Okay? Implement a student's get to teach today sign-up list and start a rotation of students who have something that they wish to share. Make it a point for them to present something that's related to current affairs or something that's related to a lesson or a specific topic or concept that you've been working on. Okay, so we've gone through now to all of those 4 key practices of cracking the codes of caring, which of course is all about social emotional learning. And you'll remember that I'm Reverend Dr. Aliah MaJon from the Museum of Tolerance, and also using my own proprietary material called The Secret Language of Equity. I want to thank you so much for listening to me, and I hope to see you in the future regarding SEL. All right? Signing off. Bye.